Okay. So we're recording.
Testing, 1, 2.
Yes.
Can anyone hear me?
If you guys are watching this, it's because you work with us, and we told you to watch this video and give us likes and thumbs ups, or you stumbled across it somehow.
Goal is 5.
5 views by next Saturday.
We're gonna up it to
That's our
5
goal.
likes. We're gonna up it to 5 likes right now.
Just pump the brakes, bro. Pump the brakes.
You don't have to like
I don't
it, you
know
just
about
have to
that.
watch.
Right.
Or listen.
We'll
If
see.
you want to listen.
Episode 1, Guys Talking Fights. That's the name of the channel.
You
That's
GTF?
what we do. We're GTF. GTF Podcast, Episode 1.
Season 1.
Testing.
Season 1.
Testing.
The pilot, episode
Is-
1.5.
Is every, so wait. When's the next season?
There's no
2020?
seasons.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe
Fight
every
game doesn't
season
have
could
any
be
seasons.
all
That's
the
the
fights that are
best
in
part
between
about UFC.
any championship fights.
We're shooting for once every, maybe 2 weeks, maybe once a week.
Every
I'd
week,
like to go
every
for
2
every
weeks,
week, but
maybe.
let's give it a shot.
Every week could be cool. I mean,
Especially
Mondays,
now that they're fighting
We
every
don't wanna
single
be-
week with good cards. I mean,
ever since the ESPN deal, it's blown up, basically.
yeah.
Very true.
I mean, it's nice. And even if it's, I mean, just like we were talking about, the one in Tampa, I mean, it's young Jacek Waterson. It's not
When's that
Yeah.
nobody's. 17th? October 17th?
October 17th?
If I'm
I feel like
remembering
October's
that
a big month.
correctly.
It's like a lot of shit going on. in
The
October.
next card there
Every
was
week.
Andrade. I don't know if it's actually, no, it's not the next card, but
Andrade
Andrade versus
Next card,
Yang.
dude.
Yang.
Zhang.
Zhang?
Mhm.
Yeah, that one, I wouldn't say it's nobody's, but I really only know the main event.
I was going to say, I'll tell you, I hadn't heard much about Zhang until then,
Yeah.
until I saw her against Andrade. And I know we've been over this a million times, but Andrade doesn't impress me.
What?
I
told
think-
you.
I think she's
Dude,
impressive.
I don't
I don't think so.
I don't remember you saying
I
that.
think
You
it's
need
the-
to tell me why.
I think it's the style.
No, we're talking about how she was getting her ass kicked for the first round and a half of that fight. And then
By a
She
really
was,
good fighter.
she was
No, I get that.
losing
No, I
to
get that.
definitely one of the best pound for pound fighters. She probably makes what, top?
I would think
Guess throw her in
so.
the top 20,
You
top 30,
You tell me Rose
Top
is
34.
one of the best ones?
top 30.
I mean,
she's definitely not
UFC
top
put
10.
out
She's
that
not top 15.
put out that like top, what was it, top 15 or top 10 recently.
Yeah.
And people are arguing over it because you got like Shevchenko at like 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
Under like Poirier and like all these other people, and it's like, yeah, okay, but he's an interim champ. He's not even,
Right.
It's true.
you know what I mean?
Well, if you look at who he's beat, though, I mean, interim champ or not, like he's about to fight the toughest fight of his life,
Yeah.
the toughest fight of any fighter's
and I get
life
that he beat
so
Holloway,
far.
but Holloway
in-
jumped up to do it, and Holloway's not. He's not going to do that again.
No.
He's definitely not a 155er.
Not yet,
He
no,
belongs
not
at
yet.
145.
Yeah, for
And
now.
I think
He
that,
needs
like,
to rely on that.
Kind of proved it. Like,
Yeah.
his body type, he's not
Exactly.
built for
He has to
155
rely on
pounds.
his reach being significantly more.
Yeah, he
than
definitely
the people
does.
that
He's
fighting.
not a
Not to say
knockout
that
artist
he
by any
can't,
means.
like, fight against somebody that's. I mean, obviously he held his own with Poirier. He didn't
He's
he didn't
tough.
get destroyed
He's
by
tough,
any
but
means,
usually he out-toughs his opponents.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
He wasn't able to do that at all.
No.
But what's the thing? That's what I'm saying with Poirier.
Poirier's good though.
Well, okay, so he beat Holloway, current champion, and then he beat Anthony Pettis,
Another former champion.
former champion.
Poirier did.
Yep,
Oh, okay.
yep. He beat Pettis, and then he beat help me out here, buddy. Another
Poirier.
former champ.
That he beat.
Yep, Justin Gaethje,
He did beat
Right.
Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
former champion.
I'm
I
excited
don't
for
think.
that fight.
I don't
Jumping
think.
all
Did he
over
ever
the
fight
place.
Cerrone? Not a former champ, but did he fight Cerrone?
I was gonna say, like, Gaethje's about to fight Cerrone.
Yeah.
No, Gaethje is about to fight
Great
Cerrone.
fight.
That's another one, man.
I know.
Like, holy
Anytime,
shit.
you can
I
just
know.
put Cerrone plus X. And
Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah, I know.
Eddie Alvarez.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he did beat Eddie.
Former
Alvarez.
champion.
Yep.
That's Dustin
Yep.
Poirier. So, former champ, current champ.
Yep.
That's why
always-
that's why Shevchenko's
Yeah.
below Poirier. If you look at
Yeah.
the caliber of fighters he's fought against, a current champ and 3 former champs.
I mean,
Well, and what?
And also whoever else would that he's fought.
Are Valentina's only
He belongs
losses
there.
Nunez?
She just avenged her other loss last fight.
Well, like in UFC.
This
though.
Carmouche.
Yes.
Those are the only two?
Yeah, because Carmouche and Shevchenko, they fought
In like a
9 years
barn or
9
something
years.
like that in
It was-
Missouri.
It was
No,
an
I'm
Indian
dead ass.
Yeah, it was like an Indian reservation.
It was a long time.
or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
yeah.
like 2 years before.
Could have been a barn.
Yeah.
Specifically,
And
we're not
what
sure.
was it? What was it? Valentina had like never done anything like that
And she
before.
did-
Had never
she-
had like
I
any
mean,
sort of
Like she
like
lost.
semi-professional fight or whatever either.
She technically lost the fight, but it was by doctor stoppage to an up kick. Like a
think
bad.
I-
It was
yeah,
a
I
bad
remember.
kick or something. Like some type of up kick or something. So when they were doing it in the most previous fight, I was like, "There's the up kick. There it goes."
She did throw it a couple times.
did.
Carmouche threw the up kick a couple times.
Yeah.
Didn't do much. Let's talk about that fight.
Yeah, might as well.
All right. So first things first, I don't think that Valentina gained anything from that fight.
No.
By the way, this was this previous Saturday. This just happened. These
Correct.
fights just everything we're talking about just happened. This was the main event. Valentina Shevchenko versus Liz Carmouche
We are up to date.
for the 125-pound women's
Right.
championship title was on the line.
The flyweight title.
Yes.
Monday, August 12th.
Her second defense of the
Plus
title.
Saturday.
Second time defending. Shevchenko looked good.
She did look good,
shook-
but exactly like you said, it didn't do anything for her.
No.
I don't think it did anything for her at all.
Okay.
Well,
I don't disagree with that.
right? I mean,
I just feel like from what I've seen out there is people are kind of being very critical of her performance, and I think she fought really smart against someone she's already lost to.
she's
Yeah.
the
And
champion.
And she knows
There's no reason she
Carmouche
should
has
have to.
tons of power.
Right. And
Very
she's the
powerful.
champ. There's no reason she should have to force herself into like knocking the girl out or tapping her out just because people think she should. Like,
she
who
just-
cares?
She was just win it.
Exactly.
But going up to the fight, I figured, okay, so she got a really vicious knockout over Jessica Ai, like a dirty
that was
knockout.
awesome. That was awesome.
And
Beautiful.
so
Yeah.
Wake
Body
wake-
kicks the whole fight and then
Right
finishes
after
it
that.
with a head kick.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Put the kids to sleep.
But I figured, okay, maybe she's going to try to one-up that or try to prove some other dimension to her game, like a submission game
Yep,
or like
yep.
a ground game or something. But I just don't feel like she tried, like, upping
No,
that.
not really. Not really. She fought pretty defensively, and Carmouche did the exact same thing.
Carmouche should have pushed forward more for sure.
Yeah,
I think that was, I guess you'd call it maybe a mistake on her part.
I would
she lost
definitely
the
call
fight,
it a
so-
mistake.
There wasn't
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think there was
You got
enough
to
pressure.
you got to push the tempo if you're losing, especially after second, third round.
Especially
You
in the
got to do
championship
something.
fight, like you're trying to take that belt away. Like
Exactly.
you can't leave question.
Exactly.
Like, most of the time, that
If it
not
goes,
just saying that she got the nod because she was champ. She definitely won the fight
Oh yeah,
without a
Oh,
doubt.
yeah.
Shevchenko did, but you got to push the tempo a lot more than I feel like Carmouche was able to do.
to prove yourself, I feel like you have to take the belt. You can't just
Yeah,
win
exactly.
the belt. You
Exactly
have
what
to,
I'm saying.
You have to
Yeah.
take that belt.
Because not 8 or 9 times out of 10, like if the champ didn't get demolished or if you didn't decisively win,
If it was close.
judges are going to say like,
Yeah.
like we're giving it
Yeah.
to the champ. Like you
Yeah.
need exactly what you said. Like you need to take that belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that way you're
Well-
actually proving yourself, and then you're gonna gain something. Not just
Mm-hmm.
the title, but you're gonna gain like fans. People are gonna be talking about you.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people are gonna be talking about Valentina after this one.
No, not
I mean,
much.
she's great. She's great. But
Until Cejudo
I
called
mean,
her
we're
out.
talking about her.
does Cejudo call her out?
Cejudo called her out.
Just
Oh,
calling
God.
out everybody,
Wants
dude.
the
Triple C.
intergender title.
Oh
The
God.
first intergender title. And she said she'd take it, funny enough,
And
if
guess
it was
who-
ever to happen.
Guess who I'm rooting for in that
Yeah,
fight?
right?
Rooting for Valentina.
Me too. Imagine if she
Damn,
lands
I'd
one of
root
those
for
Jessica Hyad kicks on
Good.
Cejudo.
Oh man.
In all
Wouldn't that be
honesty,
great?
though, in all honesty,
Yeah,
for being real,
I think he'd just take her down. But
fucks her up, dude.
yeah, probably.
He does.
More than likely.
He does. But
Probably fucks her up.
That's the only thing. The
But it's
only
possible.
way,
It's
the
possible.
only way
It's
she
possible
can
she
win
knocks
is
him
to
out.
just like the fucking same thing.
well, I mean,
He
we-
shoots for a takedown and she front kicks him in the face
Go
or
for-
something like
go,
that.
Go for the liver, just like Mighty Mouse.
Right.
Go for the liver. He goes down within the first minute of the first round. Boom, Valentina, greatest of all time.
You know you're not going to be able to leg kick him to death after Moraes wasn't able to do
Nope.
it. So
Nope.
True.
No, Cejudo. I mean, I respect him for like what he's like.
Me too.
So much skill.
me too.
Former Olympian champ.
Especially if he can drop back down and defend both of these titles in the next like 8 months.
You can go between 125 and 135.
If he
back
can
and forth.
truly bounce, and like he's saying, he wants to even move up another weight class and take a third belt. Who knows what he can do?
Whoa, you need to cool your jets.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
'Cause
like
I was
Who's that,
literally
Holloway?
going to ask both of you.
That's
Do you
Holloway.
think
Try to
he
get
could?
Holloway's
Do you
belt.
think he could stick around at 145 pounds?
up to.
I think he probably walks around near that.
I think he can easily be top 10.
I think when he fought Dillashaw, I think he No.
He did say what he came
He
in
walked because they fought at 145.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he go in the octagon at 141
145.
pounds? 145?
Something close to that.
Oh, yeah, I think it was 141.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
these
That's
145ers
insane.
are coming into the cage at like 160.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Maybe not Holloway.
No, that poor
Holloway
kid.
gains 5 pounds after his weight cut, and it's just, I'm good to go.
Like, man.
Dude, Holloway has hard
I know,
cuts.
I'm
He
just
has-
messing with
okay,
you.
you're making jokes. I was like, dude, what are you talking about?
He's so freaking
He
skinny.
cuts so much weight.
Like, he can't make 144.
skinny.
He can make 145, but he cannot make 144.
He can't. It's impossible.
Well, that's why
he has a
it's-
hard because he's 5'11".
Yeah, well, that's why I
Super
like
tall
some of
for
these.
145 pounds, which is back to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
He relies on that height
That reach
and that
advantage.
reach,
Exactly.
that weight class because he
Exactly.
can make it.
And that
He has the
toughness.
body type for it.
I just
Yeah,
It's
feel
like
that-
Michael Vick fighting at 155.
No.
which is insane.
That's
Doesn't make sense.
6'4".
Vick?
James Vick.
James Vick.
Michael Vick is not fighting in the UFC.
I mean,
Michael
I can
Vick
see
is a
that.
football
He
player.
is not fighting in the
Yeah,
UFC.
no.
He's fighting.
James Vick.
He's
Yeah.
fighting dogs.
No. James Vick. Vick lost his last fight, though, didn't he? Who the hell did he just fight?
He got knocked out by.
It was
Gaethje,
another.
but then he did fight again.
It was
Paul
another tall,
Felder.
skinny guy.
Paul
Paul
Felder.
Felder, yeah, you're right.
Kind of skinny.
Yeah.
Felder's definitely, a couple inches shorter.
I think so.
He
That's
definitely
actually
makes that 155 probably easier than
Yeah.
Vick.
That's a
Oh, I
good
would think
win
so.
for Felder.
Vick's huge.
Michael Vick.
Yes.
Yes. Imagine Michael Vick in the UFC.
You know,
I
Vick.
could, as a matter of fact.
We got Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy's doing it.
Yeah, that's the-
There's another. Who's another football
fucking
football
Hardy.
player?
Manny Trione, Brendan Schaub.
There
I think
you
they
go.
both played.
Shaw didn't play NFL though.
No, I don't think he did.
I mean, like NFL players specifically.
Brock Lesnar, technically.
Yeah, he was in the
He
Vikings.
was on the Vikings for a minute.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know
Way
that.
back in
It
the
was
day.
in
No.
it was in the preseason though.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Was unaware.
That's actually what he left WWE for, was to join the Vikings.
Well,
But
they
actually,
don't test for steroids either, so.
Yeah.
UFC's
UFC
scooping up
kind.
picograms and shit.
Yeah,
I
right.
think Greg Hardy's last fight was actually against a former NFL player.
It was against that.
I don't know.
It was against the big dude with the fro. Who did he just fight?
Dude, bro.
Yeah, he just fought that like big Hawaiian dude.
Eric Anders.
Is that who? Yeah, it is.
No, Eric Anders. Eric Anders is middleweight. Or no, like heavyweight.
Who am I thinking? Who the hell did he just?
Some-
Greg
Greg Hardy-
Eric Anders.
I feel like Greg Hardy, they keep on throwing these guys that are making their UFC debuts that are like have bad blood with them or something because of his past and everything. So I want to see Greg Hardy actually get tested against like a legit UFC heavyweight. He has yet to fight a UFC heavyweight. You know, I want to see him actually go out there, get tested, and see what he can actually do, and not do something
What was his
stupid.
last fight, man?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Do
Yeah,
a
I
few-
agree
that's the
though.
thing,
Also,
isn't-
like the three fights I believe he's had in UFC now, right?
And his first one was the one where he fucked up and kneed the dude in the face while he's still on the ground.
Yeah, and he got all three of his fights have been like controversial.
And then he beat the lifeguard. The guy's nickname was Lifeguard or something like that. Some big Russian, some like balloon-looking Russian that just did not want to fight him. I forgot what his name was. But I mean, Greg Hardy. Eventually, maybe we'll see something out of him.
Smoliakov, April 27th. That's when he fought that dude. Where the hell's the rest of his fights though?
Whatever.
I don't know.
Fuck Greg Hardy.
He's
They're
a
all
piece of
the
shit
underdog.
anyway.
I agree. We all agree.
Well, we were talking about it earlier. The only reason anybody gives a shit about him is because there's like, what, 5 dudes at heavyweight, and then it's just a bunch of crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Heavyweight division is like the guys at the
And I
top
know we
are
don't
really
quite
good,
agree on
but
this, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they let way too much talent go with like Roy Nelson, Brendan Schaub, Mirko Krokop. Like they should have kept all those guys.
First time I saw Stipe, I thought it was Crow Cop, so.
sure.
Like his protege or something like that. Like, yeah, it sounds like that's the
2 orders of business.
Yeah.
Well, can you have me another beer, bro?
You got it?
number 1 down. If anyone's watching that has a beer company and would like to sponsor us,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
We
throw
will
us
do-
money and we'll
we'll do some
fucking,
sponsors.
Come
Sounds
on, we'll
good.
do that. We'll do that for you.
big viewership.
I can read stuff.
All 1, 2, maybe even 3
Yeah.
viewers.
ASMR crowd?
First order of business. Hey guys, what's going on? So we're gonna be talking about fights and it's gonna be a good time. You
Oh
guys
man,
are
that thing's not even making up halfway.
It's ASMR, man. ASMR shit's like.
All right, so we're gonna start now. About let's see here. Well, we're 14 minutes in
before the main event. So let's talk about Vicente Luque and
Platinum Mike Perry.
That was a fun fight. That was the people's main event.
That was so much fun.
Dude, Perry's nose.
So
Let's
much
just
fun.
dive right into Perry's nose. It got so fucked up.
That was the greatest thing I think I've ever seen.
Perry lost. It went all 3 rounds and went for a decision.
Mm-hmm.
I think Perry won.
I thought Perry won.
I did too. I really
it was close.
Did. Yeah, I definitely don't want to.
I could see a split decision going
for
Perry.
Not taking anything from Luque.
Exactly.
Luque
it was a split decision, so obviously it was.
It was a way more technical fight than I thought. It was like a high action, very technical fight.
Yeah, it wasn't a brawl.
Everything you could ask for. Like, brawls are great when they happen, like, for sure.
I don't even know if I'd even call that a brawl, though, because, like,
exactly,
the brawl was just like, kind of the swinging crazy shit.
It was a very, very high action.
There was a little bit of grappling.
But it was,
a little bit.
Fight. High action technical
I mean, that's
fight.
what broke Perry's nose was that shot was
going in for a takedown.
A minute and a half to go, so.
A minute and a half to go. Perry's nose.
Askren caught one of those and died, so.
Spirit left his body.
Right. Those videos are hilarious.
But I have to say,
super necessary.
Perry is the toughest guy on that
card.
Holy
shit, yeah. Oh my god.
It's unfortunate that he got so fucked up, especially right at the end of the fight, and still lost.
Well, I mean, think about that.
Split decision loss, but if anything, though, like, his stock goes up, even with that loss.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then the fact that him and Luque afterwards are going, yeah, as soon as you're better, let's train together. It's like, holy shit, that'll be fun.
It was respectful and it was fun.
Fantastic.
Perry extended an olive branch immediately
fight.
After an hour-long nose surgery.
Now, did he do a lot of trash talking leading up to this fight against Luque?
I don't think a lot. I mean, did you see the weigh-ins?
I saw a little bit
of
square
off,
but that's
where
just
he tripped into him and messed with him a little bit.
That's Perry's character.
Exactly. But that's what I mean. I think he's not as far in the McGregor wing of just
Cejudo out there, building a character type thing. Yeah,
exactly. The king of cringe. So
I gotta admit, I did not like Perry when I first came upon him. I was like, okay, this guy needs his ass kicked. He's weird.
Yeah,
I'm starting to okay.
Face tats.
Face tats.
I'm never the biggest fan of face tats.
I like him. Ever since he was going around his gym and he recorded it and he was like, I'm looking for a cowboy, and he dressed as an Indian when he fought Cowboy Cerrone, and then he fought
well, but think about that.
Who's the other cowboy he fought right after Cerrone?
Was it Oliveira?
Oliveira.
Yeah.
Cowboy, yeah.
2 cowboys in a row.
2 cowboys in a row, and
when you think about Perry gets out of this last one. Perry gets out of this last one, nose
Dude, the fight against Oliveira, he looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
He looked really good in that fight.
And then you think about Cowboy's last fight, Cowboy Cerrone, and he comes out with his eye blown up
let's go to that real quick, because
he fought Tony Ferguson, by the way, for whoever is not aware.
Yeah,
and
for some reason you
did
didn't
what
know that
Ferguson
happened.
does and fucked him up.
It was
a
doctor stoppage.
It was a doctor stoppage. It was a doctor stoppage. Going into the third. I thought, and I think we mostly feel the same way, that Ferguson and Cerrone went back and forth in the first round. It was a good first round.
First round was...
And then Ferguson started to lay it on him.
Yeah. Arguably, Tony took the first, but
definitely.
Cowboy looked really good. He was hit, dude. Those leg kicks were solid in that first round.
The thing is, too, though, after the first round was that cheapo.
Yeah.
Shot
Tony
he landed
Ferguson
a second and a half after the round.
Yeah.
And it was like
Bell definitely, round was definitely over.
I mean,
you can
Cerrone's hands are at his sides.
Blame the referee for that, though. A lot of people did blame referee for that. It's like it's his job to step in. All right, it's like
don't go Holly.
Refs can't win in most of those situations.
How much of an effect did that actually have?
Don't go Holly home, Jermaine Durandamy on us, that type of thing. Don't
see, but I don't. I want to say it didn't affect him, but the fact that he ends up with a broken nose and that's how he blows his nose and blows his own eye out makes you go. It definitely didn't help him.
He actually didn't break his orbital like everybody thought.
It wasn't
actually.
It wasn't a broken orbital.
It was his nose, wasn't it? And then it was just.
I'm not sure
because
honestly.
The way that I remember them explaining it was
blows his nose in the air.
Well, that's what it is. You have all this. You have all this shit. You have all this blood, whatever, stuck up in your nose, and then when he blows it out, the air just rushes in and fills up.
That's what happened.
The eye cavity.
usually it's because you have a broken orbital, I believe, and
really?
Didn't end up having.
I just thought it was just the busted nose.
Let's put a little bit of blame though.
Maybe it's just when your nose breaks.
Yeah.
Well, because he knows
you would
better
think
not
he would
to blow
know.
his nose.
Yeah, and
he
a lot of people
better.
said that too.
Yeah.
Is that you gotta know, but
I mean, I've been watching the fights for like what 8 years now. Mm-hmm. I know. Okay, you don't blow your nose at that point. I've never been punched in the face where my eye swells up, but no, I'm not gonna blow my nose.
Right.
So I mean, come on, Sony. You knew a little bit better, but
definitely. I'm ready to see him fight again, though.
Yeah. Does he have a fight lined up?
Gaethje.
Oh,
Gaethje.
that's right. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah.
That's a sweet fight.
Oh man, I just got excited about that.
Anybody know off the top of your head when that fight is? Gaethje Cerrone?
September.
It's in Canada, correct?
Yes, it's like September.
Ottawa?
12th or something
Ottawa?
like that. Vancouver.
Yeah, it's
the opposite side of the country. Otherwise, we were gonna try and go.
Yes, we were, but it was like it's like a 24-hour drive, or
If
26
not longer than that.
And Will does not fly.
Yeah.
Yo. Fuck flying. Fuck that shit.
It's the safest way to travel.
Fuck that. It's the worst way to die. Alright, here I am on a plane.
I mean, if you're gonna die, you might as well just die fast like that, though.
Ready?
Yeah, right?
It's like, what was that?
Are you sure that's how
Better
it
not
happens?
knock that thing
What's
up.
going on, guys?
Sure
What's
that's
going
how
on? What's
that
going on?
happens?
Then kids are fucking screaming, and the pilot's like, "Oh, everybody strap in, Mayday!" And fuck that.
And
dude.
then it's
No
like
way.
mall rats, and everybody just starts beating off.
For the thousands of fans watching right now, we live in Syracuse, New York. 315. We were coming
Syracuse?
live from the 315.
Live from the 315.
Vancouver's on the other side of the country.
Fucking basement, by the way.
Live from Will's basement. This
My
is
basement.
Guys Talking Fights.
Guys talking fights.
Oh, good. Good stuff right there.
Yes.
All right, let's get back to these fights that were last Saturday.
Yeah, the next
Before Perry.
the fight prior to that was how do you guys say the country, by the way? Uruguay? How do you say it? Uruguay or Uruguay?
I was saying
I say Uruguay.
I always used to say Uruguay, but then you're going to call it Uruguay. So
throughout the whole broadcast, I was saying it both ways.
Right,
I was like
just-
Uruguay
yeah,
and
also
Uruguay.
so
I was like, okay,
confused.
we'll just go with that. You know
So
what
that's
it is.
what the fight was. It was in
Right.
Uruguay or Uruguay, however you say it. And the only fighter from that country was Luis Garagori. I believe I'm saying that correct. It was his UFC debut, Garagori.
good striker.
He was 11-0 going into the fight, and I'm looking at his stats here because I don't know off the top of my head. He was 11-0 going into it. He won via decision. It went all 3 rounds.
It was a fun fight.
He beat Bandonnet.
It was a fun
I believe Bandonnet is he's like a jiu-jitsu guy, correct?
Yes. And it was
pretty high-level jiu-jitsu.
Weight class?
They are at featherweight. 145 pounds. That's where that's our champion Max Holloway's hanging out at.
Yeah. Probably be there for as long as he
And
wants.
Holloway just beat Frankie Edgar.
Yep.
In a one-sided fight.
Pretty one-sided on that one.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty one-sided.
Next
Next
time
to
it's
probably
dropping though.
next to like Aldo,
Edgar
who's
dropped?
I think
arguably
he said-
probably one of the best
I'm thinking right.
champs, right?
I'm thinking right. That'll be fun.
Yes,
to see him fight at
there
135.
are rumors that Frankie Edgar is going to go down to
A bunch of
135
them
pounds.
should. A bunch of them should. All those little wrestlers should just go down to 135.
Oh,
sorry, they should.
Yeah.
They should.
I mean, Faber did.
I mean, well, but that's
Yeah.
we were just talking about with Holloway and his reach. It's like, okay, Chad Mendez, like, who just forgot his friggin' name? And I'm just spacing on
Frankie
it.
Edgar?
Yes, exactly. They're all the same. Jeremy Stevens. They're all the same. It's these.
I like
It's these
Jeremy
guys with
Stevens, that's another name.
65-inch reaches going against Holloway with
True.
71, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just stand. Pop, pop, pop.
And he's gonna
Just
do
all day
that.
long.
He's gonna do that the whole night.
Exactly.
And then turn it up in
His
his
output.
And he did that to
His
Ortega,
cardio is
who
insane.
actually has a similar reach to him.
Yeah.
Not that Ortega's a
Ortega's
striker.
definitely a big 145er.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And he's obviously not the striker Holloway is, but Holloway, Jesus.
Holloway-
Ortega's got really good boxing. He's known for that. It's something he's proven,
But compared to Holloway, though?
Yeah, for sure. Holloway's just a different type of striker. His volume's insane.
Exactly.
Guys, even in that weight class, where guys, usually you come across better cardio at the lighter weight classes. Even for 145 pounds.
Oh, he's an animal.
Holloway's,
He's an animal.
People can't deal with it.
Especially for strikers, exactly what you're saying. It's different for one of these guys that's going to take you to the ground to have the stamina to keep doing that forever.
Also, I believe Holloway is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so if he
I
does get taken,
think so.
pretty sure.
I mean, I'm
He's
pretty
very
sure
high level ground game.
I'm pretty sure he got Cub Swanson with a Darce.
He did.
It was a Darce, and did he get?
Mm-hmm.
He never. The first time he fought Poirier was actually that was the second time he fought Poirier. Poirier actually choked him out the first time.
Did he?
The first, it was a standing armbar.
It was actually It was a mounted triangle armbar.
Jesus.
There you
mounted
go.
Triangle
Tactical
armbar.
Mounted. That's it's just crazy shit. And that was you're going back. How many years ago was that?
That was like at least.
That's another notch to Poirier, dude.
That was
Khabib's got a hell of a fight in his hands, but
yeah.
I mean,
as long as we're bouncing.
We'll get into that eventually. Anyway,
who cares? Bounce.
Well, Garagorri. Let's talk about. Let's go back to him. Like, I feel like it was his UFC debut, 145 pound.
He looked good.
Class. He looked phenomenal.
His
striking was really crisp. I believe he's like 31, so he's not like really old.
Yeah,
right.
Just kind of someone to like keep in mind.
Nearing his
like,
prime.
Yep.
Yeah, like,
at least for the next couple years.
Bandonnet took him down a few times. He was 100% unable to keep him on the ground.
That was the
couldn't
biggest
control
pop.
him at all.
That was the biggest pop of the whole night. Was, what's his name?
Garagorri.
Garagorri got the
it's
biggest
a tough
pop.
one, right? He's I think I said it already. He was the only one from Uruguay
Yep.
on the
Which
whole
is funny
card.
because
He's the only
they've been
It's
going
cool to see him
hard to get hometown guys. We were just talking about it. They just put, if you saw it already, on that Australian card, Hooker Iaquinta.
Oh,
yeah. Dan Hooker and
that's
Alec
news to me.
are fighting each other. Yes.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
official. That's a signed fight.
I like that.
It's gonna be fun.
Dude, that's
gonna be
dirty.
fun.
Was Hooker's last fight against Barboza?
Yeah,
Was
he
that his
got
last
kicked
fight?
in the stomach and died.
Oh my god,
that was another one
Yeah.
where you saw him and it was like, oh my god, his spirit just left his body.
I like
kick.
him.
That was.
I like him a lot.
That was such an awesome fight.
Yeah, it was. That was a great fight.
Hooker gained more from that fight
Yeah.
than just like if he had won, yeah, great, but like the respect and like everyone was talking about
He took so many fucking kicks, man.
That was a brutal fight. I mean,
That's a tough motherfucker. So is it. It's
Yeah.
just a crazy fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight.
That's nuts.
Iaquinta, I mean, never count out Al. Raging Al.
Raging Al, dude.
Iaquinta.
Raging Al.
No,
He's one of the few fighters to go all 5 rounds with Khabib, right? Isn't Khabib
on short notice?
Yeah.
Yep. On literally what, 24 hours notice?
Something like that.
It was.
Well, he
close.
was training, but he was training for 3 rounds, and he ended up going all 5 against one of the
and
highest level
I was gonna
wrestlers
say,
in the entire UFC.
and
if
who
not
was
in,
the-
like MMA?
Yeah.
Who was the guy he was
Across the
training for
fucking
3
world.
rounds for?
Was it Felder?
Peasant wasn't anywhere on the Khabib level.
I think it might have been Felder, but Khabib is a whole different.
Are you saying who Al trains with for wrestling?
No, what
no,
was
just
the
who
fight
he
they
was
trained?
training for when they gave
I
him.
honestly can't even remember
Yeah.
off the top of my head who he was supposed to fight.
I don't either.
It was another guy who was, I think, originally going to get the title shot, but New York Athletic Commission said that whoever they were going to have Khabib fight, because originally it was Holloway.
Right.
That's another thing. He's 155 pounds in Holloway. They're like, you're medically unfit to make weight.
Holloway?
And that was, yeah.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's a big dude. He cuts a lot of weight for 145, but it was supposed to be him, and he couldn't do it. And there's like three different guys it was supposed to be, and then I think it was the guy that Al was. I don't know if it was the dude Al was supposed to fight was supposed to get it.
Felder was supposed to get it, but they said he wasn't
Was it
ranked
Felder?
high enough.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Pettis was supposed to get it, but Pettis wanted too much money or something.
Yeah, they went through a lot of guys real quick there.
And of course, Iaquinta just like, fuck it, I'll do it.
Like, like,
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Okay,
How would you-
because
I
Al
don't get how
Quinta
you
was
not
he was in
take that.
what was he even ranked when he took that fight? Like
He was top 10. He was top 10 because that's why they wouldn't let Felder fight
he
for
was
the
ranked
title.
higher than Felder. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was also I think he's like number 7 now. Felder.
We'll go with like 8.
Felder is? Well,
Doesn't he have a fight coming up soon? Felder.
Well, he won his last one. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
It was about 3 weeks ago.
Who did he
4
fight?
weeks ago.
Felder? No,
Vic.
it was a while ago.
Isn't that what we were talking
Right.
about?
Yep.
Yeah, but that was like a
I don't
couple
think
months
that was
ago.
that long
Yeah,
ago.
dude. Yeah, Paul Felder.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like that was just like a month ago.
James Vick, Paul Felder.
I know that every time Felder does any type of commentary,
I'll look it up real quick.
every time after the fight, at a lightweight fight, he's always like, I'll fight this guy. I'll fight this guy.
Excuse me.
I love him. He's down to fight.
That is
anyone.
funny.
But he's unbiased too. He'll like for commentary. He'll do commentary for guys that he's already fought, completely unbiased.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
It was his most recent fight, Paul Felder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 3-round decision against James Vick. It was February 17th.
No fucking way.
Yes.
That wasn't James Vick's last fight, though.
It wasn't James. It was Paul Felder's last fight.
Okay, when was Vick's last fight then? Because we were just talking about it.
he,
We got it wrong then. Who he was fighting?
He lost to Dan Hooker.
Okay, that's what it was then.
July 20th.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm thinking
He
of.
knocked him out in the first round.
So
TKO.
So that was
TKO round
Hooker's
number
last
1.
fight.
That was Hooker's last fight, yep.
Oh, okay, so Hooker has fought since Barboza.
It had to have been a kick. I'm not remembering it now, which is super weird because I feel like I
Yeah, Dan Hooker lost to Edson Barboza December of last year.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
in
his
the third
next
round.
fight was 7 months later.
Yeah.
I mean, he took a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's true.
Before that, he beat Jim Miller in April last year.
Who just won?
He beat Gilbert Burns,
Who
who's
just
15-3, who did just win. That was in July last year. Then he lost to Barboza, which we already talked about and like described how he lost. And then he knocked out James Vick. And that was July of this year, July 20th. Right. So that was the recent fight we were thinking of. I think you just got Hooker and Felder just swapped.
Well, I should have known because.
Oh, you're good, bro.
Hooker
you just
and,
got them both mixed up. There's so many guys to like.
Hooker and James Vick.
So many fighters to follow. It's insane.
Like you guys.
Yeah, just giant white lanky dudes.
So Garagori, I gotta pay attention to.
I think so, definitely. Especially if I think he should fight again before the end of the year.
I would imagine he will. I don't think he didn't take much damage, and he looked good.
I mean, he went
his
3
body
rounds.
Shots,
But...
He reminded me of Aldo with his body shots. The way he hits to the body.
That's the thing that
There's
sucks.
A little RDA in there too, even though RDA is 170
pounds.
pounds,
Say,
but
30 pounds heavier.
His body shots were crisp, man. Those were nice. He was definitely doing some damage there. Next big, huge fight on the card from Saturday was Volkan Ozdemir and Ilir Latifi.
Yes.
Which I was wrong on that.
Dude, I was wrong too. We both.
I think most people were wrong.
Both thought Latifi was going to win, and instead Ozdemir looked.
Dude, he was dominant.
Fucking phenomenal.
He was dominant.
Especially
really good.
That finishing sequence when you have a guy
his
hurt.
reach helped him a lot.
Yes.
That finishing sequence when you have a guy
Killer
hurt like
instinct.
that and put him away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super impressive.
And especially a guy like that, a guy that's not easy to put away.
No.
Yeah, Latifi not easy to put away for sure. He's a tough fucking motherfucker.
Yep.
Sledgehammer.
Yep.
But I mean, I thought that was going to be a really fun fight, and it was.
Did you say Ozdemir or Ozdemir?
I think they said Ozdemir on the call.
I say Ozdemir.
I think I say
Volkan Ozdemir.
I think
it's probably Ozdemir.
I think it is Ozdemir.
Who knows?
I go with Ozdemir.
Too much
I think
fucking
it sounds
names.
cooler.
Remember the name.
Volkan Ozdemir.
So yeah, he pretty much dominated. He finished it in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
He looked great.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, he did look great.
It'll be fun to see.
That's
who he fights
heavy
next.
or light heavy?
Light heavyweight.
Okay.
Light heavyweight.
And I'm glad to see him break that 3-fight losing streak.
Yep.
Even though the last decision
and
was
they obviously can't bump him all the way up right away, but there's another one it's another guy that's at least tall enough to give Jones some problems with his reach.
Absolutely.
Which is just
you would think Ozdemir would fight like an Anthony Smith or
he's got to fight somebody again first.
Yeah, he's not going to get the title shot.
Well, you know Gustafson's gone. Gustafson retired, so who else you got at light heavy now?
I mean, we got
exactly what you're saying. Anthony
Corey
Smith.
Anderson, Thiago Santos. I really want Thiago Santos.
Thiago's not going to be fighting for a while.
Thiago Santos,
though.
he screwed up his knees so
it's gonna
bad,
be
man.
8 months to a year before he comes
It's
back.
going to be amazing if he even comes back as the same fighter. How badly he fucked up his knee.
The thing
I'm not
is
saying he
that
won't, but I'm saying like it's amazing if he does.
Yeah,
it's a crazy thing to fuck your knee up that bad, and then come back the same exact guy.
The thing is that now you see a lot of it in football with these guys that tear apart their knees and then come back 8 months later and still pretty good. So I think he'll be all right. I definitely. The only thing that I'm worried about is the like cannoneer with Silva a few months ago, where those ligaments now are a little bit. Yeah.
That was bad.
But I mean, those ligaments now are a little bit stretched out.
You saw when Silva fell and went, fuck!
Yeah.
He
was pissed off, too. I don't think it was out of pain as much as it was out of just like
yeah,
anger
sure.
and frustration.
That's the thing too. Is a lot of times I don't think that's why Santos was able to. That's why Santos was able to keep going so much, is because I don't think it actually hurt that much.
Yeah.
It's just he would. I mean, you saw him stumbling. He loses. No, exactly. But it's not overly painful to tear that stuff. It's just you feel the pop,
when
and
you're fighting, your adrenaline's going, like you're like, shit, but you can fight through it. And you see guys do it all the time here. So
and especially if you're a fucking fighter. I mean,
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
For sure, it's not the first time.
Fighting for the world title against John Jones. That's got to be the biggest
and holding your own
yeah.
for a while there.
Absolutely.
Landing some shots that people didn't think John Jones was going to be able to take.
And as a huge John Jones fan, I did not.
Giant fucking John Jones
I'm
fan.
a big John Jones fan. I love
You got
John
that
Jones.
badass T-shirt.
I do have a good T-shirt. And John Jones did talk. He said he liked my shirt. It was the shirt. It was the shirt that he walked out to Matt Hamill with. It's like an angel or something like that.
Oh.
But
I love his half man, half lion one that they got out right now.
I don't like him outside the cage.
Yeah.
If he wants to be a guest on the show, come on over.
All right, do it.
But inside the cage,
Come on, John Jones.
I love John Jones. Inside the cage, my favorite fighter.
I don't mind him outside the cage for the most part. I mean,
Other than Coke.
You know, hit and run of a pregnant lady.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, no, I don't pay attention to outside the ring stuff that much. The
was a
coke,
while ago. It
dude,
wasn't,
you
like,
got
super
so many,
recently.
you got so many fucking athletes that do coke that who cares?
Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, recreational drugs.
It's questionable, dude. He's a wild man. Here's what it is. I don't think he's a bad person. I mean,
Are there any kids watching this?
Most people probably.
Possible.
It's possible. Well, we've already said like fuck and stuff. So
Yeah, well,
It's okay.
don't do drugs.
This is guys talking fights.
Yeah.
that's right. We're talking fights, and when people fight, people swear. You know, goes hand in hand.
Oh, I'm sure.
Talk shit, bitch. It all goes hand in hand.
But back to John Jones versus Thiago Santos, I feel like Jones should have known that he wasn't that far ahead on the judges' scorecards. He really should have pushed the pace. He knew his legs were hurt. Go after that. Korean Zombie, Aldo. Aldo went after those legs because he knew that he was hurt. Jones should have went after those legs. Take him down, submit him. Done. Prove
I'm
that you're the
surprised. Well, he said
probably
afterwards.
could have, too. He probably easily could have taken him down and submitted him.
He said
chose
afterwards
not to
that that was part of his thing, though, was to be like, hey, everybody said I was going to get knocked out by this guy, so I was going to stand up with him for 5 rounds and prove that this dude couldn't knock me out, that I'm better than him, this, that, and the other thing. And who knows if he's completely full of shit or not.
Yeah.
To be like, but then again, just like I was just saying, I mean, he took a few shots that made you go, holy shit, didn't know he could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on. Let's keep going, guys. Kind of got a lot we feel like talking about, so let's move on to Rodolfo Vieira. Let's talk about. That'll be the last fight we talk about on the main card. Rodolfo Vieira getting the submission against, say it, Pichota?
Oscar.
Let's
go with Pichota.
Pichota, I believe it's Pichota. Or could be Pichota. I think it's Pichota.
I think it is Pichota.
He's 11-2 now. High-level jiu-jitsu player.
They're both jiu-jitsu.
Pichota. Which
is
Vieira
why it was
as
so
well, very high
surprising.
level, which is just kind of a nod to the level of jiu-jitsu he brings to the octagon. Not to mention that we were watching it earlier.
Yeah.
We rewatched that fight a little bit. His striking was phenomenal.
Yeah,
too.
better than you
On
think
top
that a
of the ground
jiu-jitsu
game
guy
he
is
has.
going to
And
be.
it was his UFC debut, by the way.
And yeah, it's
Also.
against another jiu-jitsu guy, so who knows if he stands up with somebody else if he's not going to take him.
And he is 6-0 now,
Yeah.
Right.
officially. So.
1-0 in the UFC.
Not a ton of fights in MMA, but yeah, 1-0 in the UFC, 6-0 in MMA in general.
But as you were saying, he was
someone to keep an eye. Middleweight, by the way. That's middleweight.
Yeah.
185 pounds.
he was a big middleweight.
And
he
he's
was
put together.
dense.
Yes,
dense
dude.
and fast.
He
That's what you're
legit
saying.
looks like a true light heavyweight. I would like to know how much weight he cuts.
I think that's
The
what
dude's
surprised me the
chiseled.
most was how fast he was.
Yeah.
For
Super
being
fast.
A lot of times you don't see these jiu-jitsu guys that have any sort of head movement, and he dodged a few of his jabs, like straight on jabs that you're just like, holy shit, okay.
His body type is almost like Yoel Romero. Like just
that's
very
just-
muscular, like a Paulo Costa,
Like
Yoel
a
Romero, by the
Yeah.
way, who's
we were
just
saying
coming up
a
pretty
lot like
soon.
Cejudo, where all of a
this
sudden
weekend.
he's 25 pounds heavier than he is at the weight cut, just because he has the body type to be able to put on that much weight.
Big guy, and supposedly trains with Jacare.
Hook me up again,
Is
bro.
that what he said?
Hook me
So
up again, bro. Thank you.
I mean, he's trained jiu-jitsu a lot with like some of the best.
Hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that was super impressive. Love the crack. But no, that was a good win. That was actually the second arm triangle win of the night.
I'm excited to see him fight again. That's another guy that I think has to fight again before the end of the year if we want to keep
Going to the prelims.
wants to keep moving up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what did we like on the
gotta
prelims?
keep
Just the
the-
Tisha Torres
Got
fight?
it.
Oh, Gane.
They're talking about the second
the other arm triangle.
The first one.
The first. Yep. The second one to talk about.
Now, supposedly Gane trains with Ngannou.
Yes.
So, obviously another heavyweight.
Both heavyweights. Yep. Ngannou. Ngannou, he's got to be getting a title shot after DC and Stipe fight this coming weekend, right?
He's going to get a title shot.
You would think Ngannou fights the winner of that fight?
Yes.
I would think so.
I think so.
You guys agree with that?
I would think
Unless
so.
something crazy happens, John Jones goes up to heavyweight or something like that, I think Ngannou gets the next shot.
I don't think he's going
Jones just came out and said, hey, this fight's never going to happen. This third fight's never going to
happen. By the way, light heavyweight, Johnny Walker. Let's not forget, he's got a fight coming up soon. Who the fuck's he fighting?
Well,
who's it? Corey Anderson?
Well, I think he is fighting Corey Anderson.
Is it?
I think it's Johnny Walker, Corey Anderson,
Put that real quick, dude.
And then the other one.
I don't want to give false information, but I think that was the fight.
This is the internet, and it's always true.
Yeah.
But the other one was
Wikipedia.
I think it was Dominic Reyes versus Chris
Corey
Weidman.
Heavyweight though.
Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight. The other light heavyweight one was Chris Weidman versus Dominic Reyes. Chris Weidman's first.
Yo, that's nice.
Chris Weidman's first fight at light heavyweight.
Fight right there.
That would be fun. Reyes just came off of a really controversial split decision win against Ozdemir.
Yes, Anderson Walker.
Ozdemir.
Anderson Walker, November 2nd.
Yeah, Anderson Walker. Okay, November 2nd.
Yep.
That's a sweet fucking fight right there.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yep. Good. Move people up light heavyweight. Let's get everyone excited about light heavyweight.
Same card as
because Jones he fought 3 times in the last 8 months, so you just put away 3 of the top contenders in that weight class. We need those light heavyweight fights to keep coming. We need guys to,
especially that you just
get that
Gustafson.
exposure and get show what they can really do before they fight John Jones.
Gustafson retired.
Yeah. I mean he's gone completely now.
Yep.
So.
Same card as Corey Anderson and Johnny Walker there. Lewis Ivanov.
Okay.
Derek Lewis.
That's going to be... Okay, so we got 2 light heavyweight contender fights, basically.
Well, Lewis is heavyweight. That's a heavyweight.
Derek Lewis?
Yeah.
Lewis versus...
Ivanov?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're fighting a heavy.
I think, Ivanov.
Ivanov.
I believe.
Sorry.
Yeah, whatever. It's pronunciation, but it might sound more familiar. Ivanov.
Excited for that one too.
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
Sorry, now I'm just skipping through shit and I just run into Yair Rodriguez and Jeremy Stevens.
Mexico
City,
right? Good, dude.
Yeah. Is it Mexico City?
That's such a good fight. When's that one?
That's September 21st.
Oh fuck, it's coming
September
up
has some
soon.
good fights.
Yeah,
September's gonna be a fun month.
Week after
Could
that,
be September 6th, I believe.
Week after that, Hermanson Cannonier.
Oh, that's sweet too.
I love all that.
Dude, that's an interesting fucking fight.
Cannonier is terrifying.
Dude, he's so jacked at that
Kill
weight.
a gorilla.
Yeah.
At that weight, he's so fucking jacked. It's insane.
He's won at heavyweight, he's won at light heavyweight, and now he's fighting at middleweight.
Dude.
The Hermanson, the Joker, right?
Yep.
The Joker.
Yep.
Yeah. Just beat Jacare. Big win there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good fight. Dude, he looked amazing.
Yep. Yep.
He's a scary motherfucker. He's a hard guy to put away. He's got a hell of a chin on him.
And he's got good confidence, too. Confidence, momentum. He's got everything going for him.
He looks phenomenal.
I'm excited.
Let's touch on the last fight. That I guess probably the last fight we really want to talk about. Tisha Torres.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Rodriguez.
Yes. So Rodriguez
went to decision.
Rodriguez beat Aguilar in her debut.
Yes.
And then beats Tisha Torres.
Yes.
So that automatically puts her, for me, in the top 4 or 5.
Strawweight, by the way.
Of strawweight.
Throwing that out there.
Yes.
Yep.
Which means that, 6-8 months from now she'll get beat by Valentina Shevchenko?
Yeah, something like that.
Rodriguez, also throwing it out there, 12-0. She's yet to lose.
Wait.
She's 12-0-1.
Wait, isn't this 115? Or is this 125?
Strawweight.
It's 125.
Strawweight. So that's not Valentina.
It's not?
Valentina's 125.
Valentina's 125, flyweight.
Oh.
So this is Andrade.
Oh.
Andrade, Joanna, Rose.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if... Have we touched on...
Rose is the best one in that division.
Have we touched on the women's fights at strawweight?
Here.
Joanna versus... Waterson. We have...
Andrade and Zhang.
Yep.
That's going to be Andrade's next fight.
Yep,
That's going to be in China.
That one.
Yep. You think so?
Yeah.
Chong's.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
She's good, dude.
I'm not gonna bet against Andrade until it's like top talent.
Until she
Not taking
faces
anything.
Rose again.
Yeah. I mean, if Rose wants it, Rose gets it, and I feel like Rose can beat her.
It's scary though, because Rose after her
Chong's
fight
a
was
fucking-
like,
she's super technical.
well, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, I guess so is Rose.
it'll be stereotypical, but that's a lot of the Asian fighters to begin with. They're a lot of times super technical.
true. Yeah.
It's a lot
Very,
more.
very technical
A lot more,
fighters.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
disciplined in
yeah,
general.
I agree.
Just holy shit. I mean, a lot of times that's all it is the accuracy is just insane.
Yeah.
True.
So,
But Rose
Song
accurate the fuck
Yadong,
out
bro.
of her.
Song Yadong.
oh,
I think he's out of China, I believe.
He trains with Alpha Male.
Yeah, he had a fight maybe like 4 or 5 weeks ago. I believe he had a knockout. It was a left hook.
It was a knockout. He trains
Yeah.
with Uriah
He's
Faber in
21
California.
years old.
Yeah.
He's a dude to fucking keep an eye out for too.
But being on Alpha Male,
Song Yadong.
being on Alpha Male, you know he's got wrestling too, though.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him fight again. Good, well-rounded fighter.
Well-rounded.
Harry out of
Well-rounded.
Alpha
He's
Male?
very well-rounded. He's super well-rounded. Yeah, let's go to this coming Saturday.
Yeah.
UFC 241, August 17th.
Top to bottom, bottom to
Main
top.
card, we'll start at the top. Main card for the East Coast, which is where we're at, starts at 10 p.m., so it's a late card, which
Yep.
kind of sucks, but it is what it is.
Where you-
Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. Cormier,
Two.
2.
Two.
Stipe
Well, that's
Miocic, Daniel
4,
Cormier,
but-
2.
That's 4.
2 on 2 fingers.
Oh, okay.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Whatever you want.
All right, so
For our
Cormier.
deaf fighters, Stipe Cormier, 2.
For your deaf fighters?
Male.
Deaf fighters? Did I say fighters?
Yeah.
I meant to say viewers.
All good.
Anyway, yeah, Daniel Cormier going against Stipe Miocic.
Again.
Let me just say, thank fucking Lord he's not fighting Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I know people get excited about that, but I'm just really happy it's not. I'm glad to see Miocic getting the rematch.
A deserved
deserved rematch. Most decorated
Yeah, but-
heavyweight fighter in UFC history.
He doesn't fight at all since the last one.
That's true.
Not once.
He was waiting.
Can't fight anybody.
He was waiting, man. He was legit waiting.
Yeah,
for
he
his
was
rematch.
waiting, but
He felt like he deserved it, and like arguably. So I mean, I'll give you
he
that.
got knocked out. It wasn't a decision.
He probably
I
thought
mean, I mean,
He probably thought he
we
was
talked
gonna
about this already. Like, I don't think I bet almost nobody
Mm-hmm.
saw that fight ending the way it ended.
No.
I hate to say
I
DC
still
got
thought
lucky,
DC
but
would've
like
won.
it was
Well, we
kind
talked
of
about that.
kind of a lucky shot.
How many of those flash knockouts are not though?
Yeah.
I mean, for anybody who didn't see it or don't know what we're talking about, Stipe
Quick right
Miocic
hook.
was the current champ last year at heavyweight, and Daniel Cormier fought him, and I think Miocic was winning the fight up until the moment where they kind of get in the clinch.
It was a quick
And
hook
when
out
they
of the
were
clinch.
coming out of the clinch, Cormier comes in and just knocks him out with like a perfect shot.
Yep. And then
Not to
that's
say
a-
it was lucky.
fouled up the ground pound.
Well, but that's what I mean. It's not like it went
he
to a
was done.
decision, split
Yeah.
decision, and Stipe's going, "No, I should have won that fight." It's like, no, you got your ass knocked out.
Yep. Fight again.
Yeah.
He
Not to
But-
say that he
but
doesn't
my
deserve
argument
another
to that
shot
is,
at the title.
Up
but-
until the knockout,
yeah, no,
he was like Stipe was definitely winning that fight. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about dominating, but looked really fucking good up until that moment of the knockout. It's
I'm
not like
trying
he
to
was
think
getting
of
fucked up
another-
and then got knocked out.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of another champion that's just that loses their belt and then just sits around for a year and then is like, no, I won't fight anybody else until I
Aldo.
get my rematch.
We'll go
Well, that's what I mean.
We'll go with like Aldo maybe.
And yeah, but
Sure.
He definitely should have.
Fair enough. I mean,
yeah,
he should. I mean,
He probably thought
No.
he was going to get the next shot like immediately. And then, of course, the Brock Lesnar thing happens.
yeah.
And he waits an entire year.
well, it's because as of recent history, fighters have got immediate rematches.
Yeah.
But now you have more
A
people.
lot of them have lost those
Even
immediate
if-
rematches.
Even if Cormier versus Derek Lewis was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. The thing is with Derek Lewis is I think he was on like a 10-fight win streak or something, 11-fight win streak. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, he's knocking everyone out. He just went through the division, and just fucking knocked people out. And they're like, all right, I mean,
Lewis.
So eventually they'll have to give Greg Hardy a title shot, and we'll laugh at that too.
Yeah.
And that'll be the sad part.
I feel like
we'll see what Lewis does in his next fight. I mean,
that was
unless it's
Lewis he claims to, he admits that like he's just a brawler. Like, he's like, I'm just gonna swing and hopefully knock the guy out and I win the fight.
He's not like Cormier, where you look at him and he's got a little bit of a belly, but you still know that he's gonna have the stamina to take you down and roll around. He just
a big dude.
Well, but that's what I mean.
He's
Lewis goes to the ground and halfway into the first round, you're like, oh, dude, that dude's gassed. And we're 3 minutes into this fight.
He's just looking for that one shot.
That's all he did.
He has a lot of
swung as hard as he could.
He has a ton of third round knockouts. Like,
just because he does is swing as hard as he can.
Just gas out and lose. Like, he just fucking
he gashes out and swings as hard as he can every time.
The way I see it, that
wins.
The way I see that
you can't argue with the record. Like,
yeah, well.
How was he fought? Was he?
With Cormier Lewis,
I feel like
that was
with my boy Derek Lewis.
Defend Derek Lewis
with Cormier Lewis. I feel like that was a favor to Cormier to let him have a title defense, and I feel like that was a favor to Lewis because I mean he did gain a whole lot of like social media fans. He was losing his last fight badly.
My balls was hot.
True.
Yeah, I mean that was like the saying of the town. For like an entire
I get it.
And then he fought DC and lost how.
Well, but it's exactly like you got Jorge right now Jorge Masvidal riding Super Necessary and everything he just did.
True.
The 5-second knockout. Not to say that he would end up the same way as Derek Lewis did, where he gets into a ring and it looks like he doesn't belong, but
right.
I also think that, I mean, him against Usman would be a decent fight.
Jorge and Usman, that'd be a good fight. That'd be fun.
And that's what he's saying now is, hey, give me the title or give me my money.
I say give him the money fight with. Like,
I would think so too, if McGregor wants it. But Dana comes out and says that he's too big for him. That was weird to me.
That was weird. But as much as I hate him, and I really do hate him, Colby deserves the next title shot.
He should get it.
Yeah,
he should get it.
And I hope he gets his ass kicked.
Me too. Me too, although I will give him credit because I did not think that he was going to be able to do what he did to Robbie Lawler.
No. I didn't think he was going to do what he did to RDA.
Okay.
So
Zachariah.
Okay. Derek Lewis.
Yep.
March 9th of this year.
Mm-hmm.
TKO Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he lost to DC, who is obviously the champ, arguably one of the best heavyweight fighters to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
So he loses via submission round 2 last year, November.
And then who does he beat?
Prior to that, Alexander Volkov.
He was losing that fight.
TKO round 3
with
losing. 11 seconds left in the fight.
He was losing 4 minutes and 38 seconds of that fight.
And then he knocked him out. But I'm saying it wasn't first round swinging for fences. He went all the way. He didn't gas.
It was third round swinging for fences.
Goddamn right. Okay. You ready? Who did he beat before that? July 7th of last year. Francis Ngannou.
That was the worst fight. That was the worst fight of that whole month.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Probably of the whole year.
But he won it, damn it.
That was a shitty fight, but he has really bad back problems, and he won the fight.
Derek Lewis has bad back problems?
Yeah, he has a really bad lower back.
Well, then why the hell does he get down on the ground and hump it every time he wins?
He just does.
Might lean back a little bit.
Marcin Tybura, TKO, round 3, February last year.
I'm noticing a pattern.
Round 3s.
He gets his ass kicked for 2.5 rounds and then just starts swinging wildly.
Or he just goes in wildly in the first round and knocks you out.
Right. He knocked out Travis Brown.
Oh, I love that one. That one was a fun one.
That was good. Actually, he lost to Mark Hunt. TKO, round 4.
This is the Derek Lewis chapter of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we're just talking Derek Lewis now.
I mean,
anyway,
I like Lewis. He's super funny.
He beat Roy Nelson.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm just saying, like you said, who is he beating? He's beating some names.
No, I know. I get that.
Especially as of recent.
I just don't. I still don't think he's any good.
Fair enough.
At least not good enough to ever be a title holder.
You get the game
without something. Yeah, no.
Talking about Derek.
I understand that he could crush my head with his hands.
All right, so DC Stipe, DC Stipe right. This Saturday. DC Stipe. I'm going Stipe Miocic. I think Stipe is going to take the belt back, and he's going to win TKO either round 2 or 3.
I think it'll go the entire time, and DC's going to win a decision.
Okay.
I got Stipe. I don't see him knocking him out. I don't see him submitting him, so it's got to go to decision.
I think it'd be 5-round decision, Stipe.
5-round decision. Just
it's definitely going to be split. I don't think either one's going to dominate the other.
But
I think Stipe's just going to fuck him up.
But after the fight,
round 2 or 3 TKO.
After the fight, what's Cormier doing?
Well, Cormier came out and said, hey, it's in John Jones's corner, so if he wants it, come get it. But John came right out and said, hey, he's never going to cut the weight to get back down to light heavy.
I think if
he doesn't want the smoke.
Loses, he retires.
I think if he wins, he retires. I think if he loses, he retires. Regardless,
he retires regardless. Huh?
Regardless.
Okay.
But, and I hate to bring back the John Jones thing again, Jones looked, in my opinion, so bad that I feel like DC probably saw. I was like, oh, I can get that. I can beat that right
But
there.
here's the thing, dude.
Whether or not he wants to cut that weight
again, Did Jones
again,
look really bad?
Yes.
Or did Santos was he just that good?
I think it's a combo because I think
you're
Jones
saying that because you're expecting Jones to
Yes.
completely dominate, and
Yes.
because he didn't completely dominate, you say he looked bad.
Yes.
I think he made a bad decision by not taking it to the ground.
Yes.
And on top of that, Thiago Santos is a fucking monster.
Yeah, Thiago's is good, but I don't.
I mean, Thiago definitely lost the fight. What would have happened if his knee wasn't fucked up at the end of the first round? Could he have won the fight? For sure.
Yeah.
But if his knee wasn't fucked up, would Jones have actually taken him down instead?
I was going to say.
You never know. There's so many questions. But I don't think Jones looked like shit, though.
I think
he chose to stand with somebody who was...
That's what I really want to know.
High level Muay Thai champion.
That's what I really want to know,
An amazing striker in Thiago Santos who knocks people the fuck out.
Is if Jones is completely serious, like if you truth serum him, if he's just saying that shit, well, hey, I wanted to stand up with him to prove I could stand up with him, or if it's all just bullshit.
Why would you stand with him? It makes no sense to do that.
To prove,
I don't know.
He most likely could have taken Thiago down and either ground and pounded him or submitted him a lot more easily
That's what you would have thought,
than standing with him for 5 rounds and getting a decision.
What kind of smart fight is that, though? To just go, I'm going to stand in... No, it's really not.
Yeah, it's not smart.
It's not like you wouldn't think that Thiago could knock him out.
What I'm saying is the guy that he beat in Thiago Santos is a very, very high level striker.
Oh, yeah.
But he
still beat him.
But he was on one leg.
Yeah, and he was throwing those kicks with that broken leg like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I said he wasn't tough.
He was definitely was he compromised? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take away the fact that he still fought like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Super tough.
Yeah.
He looked super tough.
I'm just saying, I don't think Jones didn't do bad I think Thiago just was that good.
I think
he proved himself.
I think it can be both. I think it can be John Jones definitely didn't have one of his better fights. He did not look very good.
I agree.
And at the same time, Thiago was definitely a worthy opponent. And if he was 100%,
absolutely,
that could have definitely gone another way.
Could have won the other way.
And I think if he was at 100%, Jones would have taken him down and would have tried to do something because he would not have been able to stand with him for 5 rounds.
Yeah, right. I agreed with that.
I feel like Jones looked just as good, maybe a little bit worse than when he fought OSP.
Okay.
When he fought Gustafsson the second time, looked great.
He was on cocaine.
When he fought Anthony Smith, looked great.
Dominant.
Whatever he looked like in his last fight, he didn't look as good as last time.
I feel like Anthony Smith didn't pull the trigger as much as he should have.
That's the worst part is that was one of the first times I'd seen him.
Because of Jones. I feel like he wasn't able to pull it. He was like, he had this game plan going into it, and he's just definitely a high-level striker.
Well, because he comes out and beats Gustafsson.
I think his ground game is underrated. Mm-hmm. He's a young, hungry guy.
I think a lot of those
who's been
big
fighting for a long time. He's got a lot of experience. Yeah, and I think he came out and he just didn't. He had it in his head. He knew what he wanted to do. He just couldn't do it. Physically couldn't do it because John Jones just shut him the fuck down.
It was weird because that was like one of the first times I'd ever seen him fight, and all I could think the whole time was, honestly the same way I felt with the Derek Lewis one. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing?
If you go back to this is at 205, by the way. So if you go back to 185, didn't Thiago Santos beat Anthony Smith?
You did
At 185 pounds.
That was Smith's last fight.
So
at
there you go.
185,
Like it just shows Jones dominated Anthony Smith. He didn't finish him. It went all 5 rounds. It went to a decision.
No, but yeah,
it was a unanimous decision win.
30-25.
He for sure beat him, hands down. To argue that would be idiotic. To argue that Jones
for 5 rounds.
didn't win the fight. It's a stupid argument, but that's just more toward Santos just that fucking good, man.
No,
he beat Anthony.
That's the
Smith.
thing. I'd love to see Santos at
100%
100% fight John Jones at 100%.
But John Jones in his rematches usually look pretty good. He usually finishes his opponents when he gets a rematch.
Yeah.
So I would like to see.
He said
Santos.
He wanted to prove himself. He's like, I didn't take him down because I wanted to prove that I could do
that's
it
what
with
I'm
a guy
saying,
like Santos.
Is if you can truth serum him, is he full of shit or is he dead serious?
Let's keep going, boys.
Yep.
Anthony Pettis and Nate Diaz. That's the co-main event this coming Saturday.
There's the people's. The people's main event.
Absolutely, Anthony Pettis coming off an amazing win against Wonder Boy.
Yep.
Who, by the way, is a former champion in that weight class, which is 170 pounds.
Mm-hmm. It was an amazing win. Was an amazing performance.
Correct. I don't think so. Didn't look good.
No.
Amazing win.
Amazing win.
I stand corrected.
Not an
amazing win, not an amazing performance.
He was losing that whole fight up until the punch.
He was losing the whole fight.
I thought so too, and that's why I really think Diaz is going to get him.
Interesting though. What is this fight at? Lightweight or welterweight?
I think it's at welterweight.
It's at welterweight.
It's at welterweight. Okay, so
Nate Diaz will never fight at 155 pounds ever again. He said.
You don't think so?
He said he won't. He said he's done with that weight class.
He'll never drop down.
He said he's beat everybody.
He's said a lot of things before.
Dude, if Diaz and McGregor fight again, it's got to be at 170 pounds. I mean, Diaz said that. He said that a while ago too. Yeah. He said that. Yeah, he said that a while ago that he would never drop back down to 155. He's done with that weight class. I don't blame him. He's getting older. And Pettis, he used to fight at 145, then he moves up 155.
Oh, and it's funny because Pettis
doesn't. His career at 155. Now he's up to 170, and he looks amazing at 170.
Well, not to say that I could ever get in the same shape as Anthony Pettis, but he's never been one that's cut.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You don't. Yeah, when you think of amazing physiques.
Yeah, it's definitely not Anthony Pettis.
Fighters.
It's not really Nate Diaz either, but
definitely not.
No, Diaz definitely not for sure. No, not at all.
But he's the long ass arms.
Well, the thing
Diaz,
is,
it's almost like different style, of course, but like Holloway, like Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Just really long. He's got a lot of power, and you wonder where that power comes from. You're like, how the fuck does he hit that hard?
Volume.
Well, especially with
volume is insane.
How
Diaz boxing is phenomenal.
And it's obviously not. It's just the way it looks. How lazy some of his strikes look. Diaz, and they still
he
connect
just kind of throws
it
out there, but it's right at the last second.
Well, you think about some of the overhand stuff where it's like this weird kind of just I'm just gonna throw my arm out there, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be all that powerful, but it's like, oh shit,
there's a lot behind it.
But there's some ring rust. There is some ring rust for Diaz here.
Well, when's his last fight?
It was McGregor.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, his last fight.
McGregor too.
Was, by the way, his loss to McGregor.
Yeah.
Which I thought he won.
Split decision.
Yeah, I was going to say very controversial loss to
it was
Conor.
close. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
but I mean, Pettis has recently fought at this weight class. Looked okay at welterweight. But who are we taking? Who are we taking this fight though?
I got Diaz.
I've got Pettis.
I have Pettis.
No, I think Diaz has got him.
I think Pettis is. I think it's going to go to a decision for sure. I don't think either guy is going to be able to put each other away.
I think if it doesn't go to decision, Diaz is going to choke him out.
Okay. Actually, oh no, I can see it.
Pettis has really good ground game.
Well, I just mean as far as
Pettis has a lot of submission wins on his record.
Oh yeah, no, we were talking about this before.
Yes, against
good.
He has
good
multiple
BJJ guys.
Submissions. Yes, against high level jiu-jitsu.
We were talking about it. What was it? Charles Oliveira.
Yep.
Gilbert Melendez.
Yep.
Good guys. Good.
Yes.
Definitely good jiu-jitsu guys.
And he submitted them for the win.
Yep. But
I don't think he's going to have a problem with Diaz on the ground, dude.
My whole thing, though, is one of these knockdowns. I think Diaz is going to get him, Catch him once, knock him down, and the same thing he did to Conor. Just hop on him.
See, I don't think that Diaz has enough of an arsenal to show Pettis anything that he can't do himself or has never seen before.
Well, here's where I'm going to jump in, though, because one of the things in his arsenal is the mind games that Diaz can play. And if he can get in Pettis' head...
And just piss him off.
Yeah, like what he did to Cerrone, he's going to win that fight.
Yeah.
Like, if you can throw him off his game, which Diaz definitely has the ability to do, I can definitely see...
And these guys don't like each other.
No.
These guys do not like each other.
Again, like Pettis, like you never see him getting like emotional about a fight. Like he doesn't do that necessarily. Like, he's not that type of guy where you're necessarily...
Heard Diaz talk a lot this week, though.
Yeah, they're talking lots of shit, but I don't think either one of them are like getting like overly invested emotionally in a fight where it's going to actually like affect their performance.
They're not throwing water bottles at each other.
No, they're not.
But I mean,
they haven't made it to the press conference yet, though. So
yeah, that's true. I feel like it can go either way. If it goes strictly by skill and no like mental mind games and everything, I feel like Diaz. Well, no, did I say Diaz?
You said Pettis.
I said Pettis.
You said
Pettis.
I said Pettis.
Staying with Pettis. Mm-hmm. But with the mind games, I can see Diaz definitely pulling it. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised,
mind
motherfuckers.
Games mean a fucking thing to Anthony Pettis. I don't think they mean shit.
Yeah.
I didn't think he's gonna be affected at all. He's been fighting forever. He's had the belt. He's had it taken away from him. I think he's been through enough shit where nothing that Diaz is gonna say or do is gonna like affect him mentally. I just don't think so. I don't see it happening.
I just watched that last fight against Wonderboy.
I think Pettis takes it away. I think there's no way he loses that fight.
You watched that last fight against Wonderboy, and he's losing to a superior striker the entire time.
Man. I don't think so. I think Pettis has got it. I think he's just got it in the bag.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I don't see Diaz winning.
He's fighting against Wonderboy, and he's losing to a superior striker the entire time. And not to think that Diaz is some overly...
He's not
Wonderboy,
but like very different style, but still extremely high level.
And he's long. Yeah. He's long like Wonderboy is.
He's got good reach.
He's probably going to have the size advantage against Pettis.
I would say so.
I think so too.
I'll take a look.
His reach isn't going to be insane because the thing that I always laugh at is when I look at Nate Diaz, I think he's like 6'2", and he's actually like 5'9".
Nate Diaz has a 3.5-inch reach on Anthony Pettis.
Okay. Or no, actually Diaz is 6 feet, I think. But every time I look at him, I think that he's way taller than that.
Pettis is 5'8".
Yeah, so his reach.
He's got a 4-inch height advantage and a 3.5-inch reach advantage.
I'm surprised it's not more than that.
Diaz does.
Well, but
Pettis, to clarify.
when you look at Diaz, I would think that he would have like a 6-inch reach on him. You kidding me? With how long his arms are?
You would think so, right? Yeah, no.
So credit to Pettis. Credit to Pettis.
You guys good to move on there? So you got Diaz. We both got Pettis.
Yep.
You're not quite as confident as me with Pettis. Fair enough. I think Pettis has it. No issues, no problems. It's going to go to a decision. Pettis gets the nod from the judges just because he's way more dynamic. Why do you think? Fighter. He's a more dynamic.
You think he's going to land more shots?
He's going to land more shots. I think he just has more of an arsenal. Diaz has more shit to worry about coming from Pettis than I think Pettis has to worry about coming from Diaz. Diaz is a more old school type fighter. Pettis, even though he's been doing it for a long time already, is more of a new school fighter. He has a lot more shit to throw at Diaz. No, I think Diaz I don't think it comes down to who's better. God damn it, who's better defensively? But it's like how Pettis is that much better offensively.
Okay.
As far as the arsenal he has available to him to throw at Diaz, and I just think he just takes the win.
To get on your side with Diaz, I feel like Diaz doesn't have to worry about Pettis' ground game. Pettis does have a ground game, but I don't think Diaz is going to worry about it at all because his ground game is so good.
Diaz is so good.
Whereas
he'll go on his back.
Yeah, no, doesn't care. Doesn't care. That's part of that jiu-jitsu stuff, though. They just don't care.
Diaz, everything he does. He's
at least a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
He definitely is. Yeah.
At least.
Everything he does, he definitely is. He is for sure. Anything he does is very, very high level, but I think Pettis just has more shit that he can do at a very, very high level.
But this is my thinking too. It's like, okay, I like Conor, Diaz took out Conor, do you think that Pettis is a higher level striker than Conor? Because I don't.
Different striker, definitely.
Definitely, but if we're talking about, hey, a guy that just has a ton in his bag, you want to talk Conor as far as striking.
I don't even know if I can compare it to.
I can see the
Conor, dude, he's got that one punch.
Well, he's got one punch power, but
his
think about
accuracy
that.
is phenomenal.
He's continually throwing those push kicks, those crane kicks, all that stuff just to keep you away. All he's doing is keeping you at distance. That's fine, but all he's doing is keeping you at distance.
Pettis will finish you with that kick.
Okay.
He'll finish you with that kick.
I agree with you on that one.
No problem. Conor,
finishing. That was Wonderboy's first KO, wasn't it? I believe.
That was the first time he's ever been knocked out?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like
it was a flash. It was Superman off the cage.
Superman punch.
A Pettis type punch.
Yeah. I mean, he's known for the Showtime kick.
That's what I mean, too. Also, like, his
but
nickname kind of speaks to what he does.
I get it, but, I mean, you look at Diaz. Are you telling me that Diaz hasn't seen that shit before?
Diaz is not going to get... Diaz did get knocked out by Josh
Again,
Thompson.
I don't think he's going to get finished. I don't think Pettis has enough that he can... whatever, is going to do enough to finish Diaz, because Diaz his chin's insane. He's a fucking tough dude. He's willing to go to the end of the end and give everything he's got to win the fight, or at least not lose. Like, he's not losing that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Pettis knocking out Diaz.
No.
I don't see that happening.
Me neither. I see Pettis just winning the fight.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win. Yeah, his volume, his just everything that he has, he's just going to win.
It's going to be a good fight regardless.
Great.
Good fight regardless.
Paulo Costa, Yoel Romero.
Finally.
That is the fight prior to Anthony Pettis and Nate Diaz.
The featured fight, the third from the top.
Yep. By the way, all these fights could easily be main events, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't that
Paulo
crazy?
Costa, Yoel Romero. Two jacked motherfuckers about to fight each other. I got Yoel Romero right off the bat. I'll just throw it out there.
I think I would too.
I got Yoel Romero winning that fight.
Yeah.
185 pounds, by the way. Middleweight, 185.
I just would really like to see Yoel go up to light heavyweight. What is he doing at middleweight still? He's not going to get another title shot. He's not going to fight Whitaker again.
No.
I feel like if he would just go up to light heavyweight, kind of follow Luke Rockhold without the whole getting knocked out thing, and get a couple solid wins. He has a name.
Minor setback.
Oh, yeah. Big setback. I mean, the president told you to retire. The president of UFC.
Yeah.
And so...
Donald Trump's like, I'm going to fire myself.
And so, like, if we just had...
It's a terrible Donald Trump impression.
If we just had Yoel...
I hate to do this, but I need to piss, so you just keep going.
Yeah.
If we just had Yoel go up to light heavyweight and win some fights, he has a name, I could see him being in title contention.
Yeah.
So...
But he's what? I mean, 41, 42 years old?
Which, I mean, physically...
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But
I mean, there's definitely nobody that's going to come in and say that he's not in shape for a fight. Jesus. Right. But at the same time, you got to go, okay, does he have the stamina to keep up with John Jones even at that?
And
I mean, that could be the only reason that he is staying down at that weight, is so that he has the punching power over some of these guys.
Right. And the thing is, with age, we've seen it with Dan Henderson, it's harder to cut weight.
Yeah.
And so I feel like his last weight cut, he didn't look too good. No. He's only going to keep on looking worse with the weight cuts. Eventually,
you see a lot of these guys keep drifting upwards as they get later in their careers. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
But I mean, like, is it almost too late? He's
for him to get another title shot? Probably.
I feel like...
Maybe not get a title shot, but win another title, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if he's serious about winning UFC gold, he needs to, no matter what after this fight, go up to light heavyweight.
Yeah, and at least give it a shot. I mean, you just saw John Jones go 5 rounds with a guy. Mm-hmm. So,
and we've seen
not like it can't happen.
And we've had history of people moving up in weight and looking amazing.
Right.
Rumble, Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, all these guys moving up in weight, and they look great.
Yep.
I would have loved to see Yoel do it.
Yeah, 3-4 years ago, though.
What's up, girls?
Yeah. That would have been even better.
Girls talking fights.
Girls talking fights.
Oh, god damn it.
Said girls, though.
That's it. Game over.
Game over,
boys. It's over.
We are guys talking fights.
Yep.
Guys, not girls.
GTF.
I mean, whatever.
My phone's gonna fucking die.
All right, so
hey, Megan Anderson, what you doing?
So Yoel,
So sexy.
before Yoel.
I also agree with you. By
You
the
can
way,
come on
that
the show too,
to see
Megan.
him go to light heavyweight, Yoel Romero go up to 205. It's been talked about for like years now. Like, it should probably happen. Especially he's 41 years old now.
Yep.
I don't know how much longer he's gonna be able. How much longer he's gonna be able to fight, even though he still looks phenomenal.
How many contenders you got at light heavy though?
Oh, dude.
He's taken them all out so far.
Yeah. He needs fresh
You
blood.
still got Johnny Walker coming up here.
What if he loses?
What if he loses?
One more down.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
So then, I mean, I'd like to see Yoel go up too, but who knows?
Hopefully it's not too late.
No, and that's the thing is that I think what you're saying is that if he does go up, he probably could get a title shot fairly quickly just because of the
Name recognition.
and the lack of people that John hasn't fought yet.
Right.
True.
Especially when Santos is going to be out for a year.
Are they teammates?
That I don't know.
Is Yoel training at Jackson's?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
Not sure.
I know he has trained there in the past,
Right.
but
I feel like at this point, most of these guys
I feel like he's not.
bounce around.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Good question.
I mean, if
Anyway.
you want true gold, eventually
Not
you have
enough
to
where I
fight
feel
your
like
friends.
looking it up.
Right.
So,
True.
Next fight.
Yep. Gabriel Benitez.
Gabriel Benitez.
Sodiq
Sodiq
Yusuff.
I believe
Yusuf, I feel like, fought very recently. For some reason,
think he's
Yusuf is
young.
standing out in my head.
Gabriel, I believe, won the Ultimate Fighter Latin America, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 or 2.
It says 21-6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
21-6. Who's 21-6?
21-6 for Benitez. And
Benitez.
Sodiq Yusuf is 9-1.
Yeah.
9-1.
I do remember the name Sodiq Yusuff. So
That was fairly recent, I think he fought, right?
He's looks like December 1st of last year.
Really?
He made his UFC debut.
Well, maybe it's just because he
beat-
looks like
he
Neil
beat
Magny.
Somebody that I'm actually, I think also might have made his UFC debut. Suman
Moraes? I
Mkhitaryan.
can't even see it.
It's an interesting
Lord.
fucking last name.
I have no idea. We'll go Shaman. Shaman.
Shaman Mkhitaryan. TKO, round number 1,
Yeah.
Sodiq. And then he also, he beat Shaman Marias.
I mean,
Decision, 3-round decision.
What I-
Sodiq.
what I remember
Sodiq
of
Yusuff.
what I remember of Gabriel is he was really
It was,
impressive looking.
March 30th this year, by the way. Yusuf.
It was he's an impressive fighter. I can't really put too much in this fight because I just
Right.
don't really know either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Either you guys know?
Not
I
really.
really got nothing to
I
say
mean, I've
about
heard
either one of these fighters.
I've heard the names, but other than that, not too much.
What else we got here?
Ian Heinisch and Derek Brunson.
That's a good one.
Ooh,
That is going to be a good one.
Yeah, dude, I think this. I
Wow.
get like the same reaction when I hear that name. Like, ooh, Brunson, like Derek Brunson. He's like a sleeper in that division, middleweight.
Get him,
Right.
Heinisch.
Heinisch. You going with Heinisch?
Heinisch,
Get him, Heinisch.
get him Heinisch. You
I
got
mean-
Heinisch?
I feel like Brunson's been hot and cold recently. Heinisch has just steadily looked
good.
Yeah, steadily look good. So
Steadily.
steadily look good. So I'm going with the steadily Heinisch.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ever becomes famous with the nickname Steadily, I want some of this.
Steadily Heinisch.
By the way, there is a fighter named Dan Ige. I think it's Ige or something like that.
Ige.
Ige. I think it's Ige.
Yes, it is Ige.
I saw him fight in Boston. His debut. I think it was his debut. I called him Iggy Smalls. Dan,
Iggy Smalls?
if you're watching this, you have to follow that. Iggy Smalls.
Iggy
Iggy.
Smalls.
Dan
Take
Iggy
that.
Smalls.
Take that and run with that.
Dan Ige Smalls.
Iggy Smalls.
I'm going Brunson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
He's
go with,
got. I know he's got really high level wrestling. He's been looking good lately. I just like Derek Brunson, and I'm not really I'm not super invested in this fight one way or the other. But I'll just go with Brunson. He's just honestly basically just a more recognizable fighter to me. I know he's been looking good. I like him
for
I
fun.
like the wrestling style. I know a lot of people don't, but I really do. He's got decent stand-up.
He's got
I'll go
power.
with Brunson here. He's got power for sure. I'm going to go with Brunson.
Just to make it fun, to have a little bit more investment in there, I'll take Heinisch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to bet? Something on this fight, bro?
I don't know.
On the Brunson Heinisch fight?
I don't know.
Of all fights to bet on, you want to bet on that one?
Zach, give me some help here.
Which is, by the way, that's the first fight. Yes, that's the first fight on the main card. By the way, Heinisch Brunson.
Good disclaimer there.
What do you want to bet, dude? Let's bet a shot of hot sauce.
A shot of hot sauce?
Jesus Christ, you're trying to kill me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, for fun, I'll take this. I'll take Heinisch. I can't even know where.
Alright, you got Heinisch, I got Brunson. So if Derek Brunson wins,
Just straight up.
Sure.
Ryan takes a full shot glass of hot sauce.
I figure you're shocked. Christ Almighty.
If Heinisch wins, I take a shot of hot sauce.
Yeah.
We'll do it in the next podcast. In the next talk.
In the next
chat that we have.
Okay.
Whatever we want to call it.
I'm putting my tongue on the line here.
You want to just random preview some of these other ones?
If we
Oh,
know.
you got the prelims?
Oh, I don't even mean that. I just mean some of the ones that are coming up in the next couple of months.
Okay.
I was going prelims for this coming Saturday.
That's who we got on the prelims.
Sunsal versus Corey Sandhagen.
Yes.
Sunsal versus Corey Sandhagen.
I didn't forget about that one.
That's going to be a fucking hell of a fight.
I want to see the Sunsal keep moving up.
Keeps getting derailed.
Sunsal 27-6. Corey Sandhagen
He's so
11-1. Dude, I like
don't know
Sandhagen.
if I've seen
I think
Sandhagen.
Sandhagen looks phenomenal.
I've seen him fight. I would like to see him actually go up into contention because Sunsal's been up in contention for a while and hasn't actually really done too much with it.
No.
Let's get some fresh blood up there.
Does it say Lineker?
Yeah, John Lineker was
Isn't he a freaking flyweight?
He's not even in the UFC. He got
bantamweight.
cut. He got cut.
Really?
Lineker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got cut.
John Lineker got cut. That was his. That was Corey Sandhagen's last fight, though. It was went decision.
I don't agree with the
I don't know
Lineker
why
cut.
I thought Lineker was a flyweight. I don't know why.
He was a flyweight,
Okay.
and he couldn't make weight anymore, so he went up to bantamweight.
He's tiny. How the hell does he not make weight?
He couldn't make weight at bantamweight either.
Jesus.
He missed weight a couple times. But
Well, then yeah, fucking cut him. Holy shit.
anything else good on that?
Sandhagen's he's on a 4-fight win streak right now in the UFC.
Yeah, because that's
11-1.
that Sandhagen.
Sandhagen's a
Sunsal fight.
TKO submission decision.
That one's
That's
not even the
4
main
wins in
fight
a
of the prelims.
Right.
Main fight of the prelims is somebody else.
Yeah, the prelims. We're going to Devontae Smith and
That was the
Clay
one.
Collard.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith 10-1. Clay Collard 14-7. Yeah, I'm excited to see Devontae Smith again. I feel like he just fought recently, correct?
Zach, you're lucky that Cam was there because no one sees your password now.
Oh, whatever.
Dong Hyun Ma.
Ma?
Yep. Juliana Rosa.
Ma.
There's another Devontae Smith win there. I know Smith looked really... He fought... It was February this year. February 9th. UFC 234. He fights at lightweight. Fighting Clay Collard. That was his last fight. Was February. He won.
Don't really have too much
TKO
invested
round
in
one.
either of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything else coming up, really. That we really...
On the
super
next card,
invested
probably
in.
not.
Yeah.
When we were talking about one on the car, I thought
Casey Kenny, Manny Bermudez are fighting. Bermudez 14-0.
I thought it was a signed
Casey Kenny,
fight
12-1.
between Zabit and Brian Ortega. And
Is it not signed?
Zabit's fighting someone else. He's fighting Qatar.
Calvin?
Calvin.
Yeah, Calvin
Qatar?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's going to be a shame to derail Calvin.
Still a cool fight,
Yeah,
but
like, sorry, Calvin.
Poor Calvin. Zabit's gonna kick your ass.
Like, damn.
I was really looking forward to Zavit fighting Ortega. Though.
Me
I was
too.
Really,
Yeah.
really
Me too.
hoping.
I thought that was
it
gonna be a lot of
official.
fun.
Honestly, I thought
It was
but
posted by UFC, or it was reported by. I don't want to throw Ariel under the bus, but I thought he was the one that reported it. Who the fuck knows?
That's a shame. But
Hey,
actually,
he went to Syracuse University, so
that gives me hope
Go
that
on.
we can,
Alwani? Yeah.
yeah.
that gives me hope that we can still see Zabit versus Yair. If he's going to go down and fight Qatar, who's I'm pretty sure ranked lower than Yair.
Qatar looked really, really good in his last fight.
He has to be. Yair's got to be up there because the last person he beat was Zombie, right?
Yeah,
That
well,
was his last fight.
he's getting the main
Well,
event
that
against
elbow,
Jeremy
like,
Stephens.
the elbow
Yeah.
he threw up
Korean
in the last,
Zombie.
3 seconds of the fight.
My other boy, Korean Zombie.
But that was a
Man,
great
man.
fight. That was a
That's your dude.
great fight.
He was losing it.
Fight.
And you want to talk
He
about?
was. He
you wanna
was,
talk
dude.
about-
He would have lost that fight if he didn't get the knockout.
Yair?
At the end like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
That was definitely one where you love the sportsmanship, but after a little while, it was like, hey, stop hugging and punch each other.
Yeah. But I'm such a big Korean Zombie fan. Like, I'm a John Jones fan and I'm a Korean Zombie fan.
Yep.
And to see Korean Zombie go down like that in the last second of the round.
You must have been crying, man.
I was actually legitimately pissed for a solid couple days. But I'm going to throw this out here. During the first round, maybe second round of that fight, I was watching with my buddy Joe Vergara. Joe, if you're watching, I'm giving you a shout out right now. He said,
Joey V?
He said, hey, has a guy ever been knocked out in the last second of a fight? I'm like, no. And lo and behold, 5th round, 4 minutes, 59 seconds.
12-6 reverse elbow.
My boy Korean Zombie gets knocked out.
Yeah, no, 12-6. Or no, 6-12.
6-12.
6-12.
And I was watching.
12-6 reversed.
Yeah.
And you said, so you said it, right?
And I was watching the fight with Joe. I looked right over there. I was like, God damn it, Joe. I was so pissed. Oh, man.
You jinxed me, you motherfucker.
I wish I could have been there to see it, man.
Oh, you texted me, and I didn't even want to text you back.
We were here.
I did.
We were here.
We were here watching it.
Yeah.
You watched it live right here down the basement.
Damn. That was funny.
That was a great fight.
That was good.
That was a great fight.
What other fights we got coming up?
And then Yair will beat Jeremy Stevens in a few weeks. So.
I mean, do you guys want to end it
Do
here?
we have that? I have Jeremy.
You think so?
I have Jeremy.
I think Gary will get him.
I don't know.
I think so.
What do we got here? We got a minute 25. Or a minute. An hour 25.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hour 25.
It's a long one. A minute and 26 seconds into this podcast. We're going to call it to this chat.
Welcome
podcast.
to Guys Talking Fights.
Guys Talking Fights. This is our first episode, yo.
Woo!
Thanks for hanging out with us and watching. We will get better. And we will improve every fucking time we do this, most likely. Well, maybe like every 5 or 6
Do they even know our names?
Probably not.
Will.
Ryan.
Zach.
This is Guys Talking Fights.
Peace.
That was pretty good.